Good morning, everyone. Bill here from KB Trex. We are on our way at the fair. I got work to do, of course. I didn't have a lot of play time yesterday. Unexpectedly, something came up, but I'm going to have a little bit more time to explore today after work. So let's get to it. Day 8 of Minnesota State Fair. I will never get tired of this view. The view being very little crowd. Have I convinced you all yet to come here earlier rather than later?
3 hours later.
I'm going to take a little bit of a break here from work. I'm going to go check out something in the Poultry Barn that someone told me about. Going to go see what it's all about. Of course, the Poultry Barn is all kinds of birds. I'm assuming I'm in the right spot. This is going to be a rooster crowing competition. Apparently some of them are pretty eager already.
The rooster crowing contest is a 30-minute timed event. The rooster that crows the most ends up the champion. This is the finals of the rooster crowing contest. Yesterday our competitors competed with a few more other birds, and the top 6 moved on to today. And the cumulative total will be the champion of the Minnesota State Fair for 2023.
This rooster won the competition yesterday to go on to the finals, which are now 30 crows in 30 minutes. I don't remember hearing about this competition before, so this is interesting to see. Apparently people know about this, and it's a crowd favorite. From what I understand, when it starts here, you're not just sitting here waiting for the crow. The owners have certain ways that they can get the roosters to crow.
I'm going to go ahead and count it down to start the contest. We will begin in 3, 2, 1, start.
And they're off. It's a dead heat right now. First official crow. 30 minutes of suspense. Yeah! There we go. She did something to convince that one to crow. The crowd is into this. This is awesome. And we take the lead with 2. On the board. I didn't realize how entertaining this would be. Wow, this one's named Blackie. Blackie just came up from nowhere with 2 in a row. Blackie takes the lead with 3, I think. Blackie with 4. Got a commanding lead at 5. Oh, that one doesn't count. It's got to be a full crow. Yeah, Blackie wasn't going to take that. And so everyone keeps count on a whiteboard in front of them. These 2 are starting to throw down. That makes a baker's dozen for Blackie. They're going to give us a tally right now, 10 minutes in.
He has 7 crows so far today. In cage number 2, 13 crows.
El Jefe with 7 and Blackie with 13. Oh, and now we got a tied for second. All right, 20 minutes in, and I can't leave. Right now they got the updates.
15.
Wow, Buster getting some ground. Blackie in the lead with 18. So 2/3 of the way in. Results right now are standings. The one's got, oh, it just got 16, and Blackie's kind of sitting at 18. Blackie had like 3 right away at the last check-in, and kind of took a break. All right, Blackie's back in it. Apparently Blackie heard the results from the second check-in, and got to pick up its game a little. She's showing her Rooster the number to try to motivate it. We got short time here. We only got 4 minutes left. For them, they got to get one more. Just gave the 2-minute warning. Most exciting 2 minutes at the State Fair today. Oh yeah, we're getting down to the wire here. People are in anticipation. They're at the edge of their seats. I am, even though I'm standing. Yeah, one more in there. 30 seconds left. Cross cheering them on. Gonna get one more in before time elapses. Seems like everyone's got their favorite right now.
3, 2, 1, stop counting.
Yeah. They're collecting the final numbers. El Jefe with 18.
18.
El Jefe started out strong.
27. That's a lot more than 2.
Blackie with 27.
We have Rocky, the Barn Rock, the number 6 with 44 crows, and Blackie, the Black Wyandotte, and number 2 with 44 crows. And that leaves El Jefe, our White Leghorn, with 48 crows to take the championship.
El Jefe is your winner for 2 days, a total of 48 crows. So did not win this round, so it's multiple rounds combined. And now people need to take photos of the winner. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Oh, and a winner's crow. There you go, El Jefe. I think you just said I'm going to Disneyland. Oh my goodness, that was actually surprisingly a lot of fun. I couldn't like walk away. I had to see who was going to be the winner. So that's crazy. I'm going to come back again someday. I think in honor of watching the rooster crowing competition, I want to go get some turkey to go. Oh yeah, still my favorite at the fair. Turkey to go. Giant size here, $14. I need to head back into work, but I'm going to go through Dan Patch. Today it is senior day. They actually have 2 senior days for the theme for the during the state fair. So this is senior day number 2, and they have discount tickets for seniors at the gate. Just like Military Appreciation Day, they had discounts for veterans and active military.
3 hours later.
Back in Dan Patch again, it's senior day, and they're having this to encourage people to stretch and stroll and be active. They got a dance class kind of going on. Hey, I'm done for the day. Let's go find some things that I have not yet seen yet for the fair this year. Let's head toward the barns. Well, I was going to go to the Poultry Barn first just because I didn't get a chance to look around there before. Apparently it's closed right now, but that's fine. We'll come back another time. I'm going to walk down Judson Avenue, which has a lot of the barns for animals and everything. No one seems to know locations via the street names around the fair, so it's more like you got to know locations. So this is the Coliseum off to my left. Okay, I was going to go into the sheep poultry, but now the barn's closed over here. Gotta go check out the horse barn. Upon first walking in, there's a couple of photo opportunities. You got the big old State Fair sign. Across from there is another photo opportunity on top of a horse. Well, horse-esque. Well, this is interesting. I don't remember seeing this before. They have education here about horses, so you can see like their muscles and their skeletal structures, and learn the difference between different breeds. Well, you can measure yourself up to see how tall you are compared to a horse and what kind of horses. Dazzle here looks like brought in a couple awards. Same thing with Grant. When you can walk down some of these and actually get really up close to the horses. Wow, this one's got a lot of ribbons. You may wonder why so many of these are empty. Well, that's because farmers got to do work, and they might come here for the show, but once they're done competing, they'll go back home because, you know, they have to do the chores and everything. They got llamas in here. Bring them some more. They got llamas in this building too. I didn't know that. I'm gonna come out of the one side door over the barn for the horses and llamas, and gonna walk over here. This competition arena. I got some kind of llama competition in here right now. I have no idea what, but I'm across from the one competition arena, and I'm going to walk into the Oink booth. I guess that's what they call it. I don't know. I don't get down here often, where they have the pigs and sows. Wow, it's very empty in here now. I guess the tip, you want to go check out any livestock type things, the earlier the better, because as I said, a lot of the farmers take off once their competition's done. I'm gonna go, Jason. This is the largest boar. This is this year's oldest boar. His name is Grandpa. He's 4.5 years old, and he weighs about 1,100 pounds. Next door is some piglets that were just born. They were just born August 18th, so just 2 weeks ago. I'm gonna step next door to the cattle. This is next door at the cattle barn. They got a photo opportunity. This is the side that's in between the sheep barn and the cattle barn. And what they do here is they have the milk house. They'll do demonstrations on how they milk cows. And here it's automated. You can see there's several trailers out here to load up their livestock to go back home. Next door to the milking area, you can buy some milk or a milkshake. Despite a myth, some people think that the cows that get milked over here, the milk comes to here. No, this milk comes from after it's been processed and everything properly. It does not come directly from the cows being milked next door. So the cattle barn is fairly similar look of the Oink barn, where it's kind of starting to clear out here, where a lot of the farmers are taking their cattle back. They do have some goats in here. These are some of the grand champions for different categories. Here's a grand champion for market beef. That is a big guy, yeah. I'm still inside the cattle barn. Even if you miss the cattle, they still have educational stuff that you can look through about cattle of different types. This is the other side of that milking parlor. So here you can see where they're doing milking demonstrations. Wow, this is a cattle's stomach. This is an actual stomach that they've preserved, and it is gigantic, really. They have up to 4 stomachs. They're not completely gone. There are some cattle in here, just not as much as they could be at the earlier part of the fair. My mistake, I kept forgetting to come into the barns, and glad I didn't completely miss them. I'm going to continue down the one way and to the Coliseum. There's actually a connector here between the Coliseum and the horse barn. I'm going to go in the entrance underneath the connector here and park to show you something if you have not watched before. So right here is where the horses or cattle could go through to get into the competitions inside the Coliseum. And if they're coming through here, they'll shut these off, so then you have to turn around and go back the other way or wait. The Coliseum is another place where there's a lot of vendors you can find, kind of similar to the grandstand where it's enclosed and inside. And this is an older building, so a lot of these vendors have been in the same spots for decades. I'm just going to go in here and show you what it looks like inside the Coliseum. Right now there's no competition, so people are just using it as a place to get rest and take load off their feet for a little while. Sometimes they'll have like other competitions throughout the year here. It's actually amazing. This is a great time to be in here. Very light crowd. A lot of times it can be shoulder to shoulder in here. And I don't think it's just because it's a lighter day at the fair. I don't know why, but it is just very open in here right now. Gotta keep wandering down. There's a $2 milk bar, and that's all you can drink for $2. And they kind of want you to stay nearby. You can't really wander off and come back later in the day. Across from the milk barn, I'm gonna go into the Miracle of Birth Center, or barn. In the Miracle of Birth Center, you can learn all about the life cycles for all kinds of livestock, and quite often you could see babies. Like in the case here, these chickens, they lay their eggs and then they roll out to the bottom instead of having to like reach underneath them to get their eggs. Next to them, you can see a bunch of baby chicks. Oh, they're so tiny. Well, according to the sign here, these 2 tom turkeys are 18 weeks old, and they're already 35 pounds each. This area has some baby piglets, and in fact, sometimes they come up to the edge so that you can pet them yourself. They're fairly freshly born. Just tiny little things, just taking naps. They got a lot of growing to do. Got some baby lambs. Oh, very cute. Which one of these is Mary's? Anyone? Anyone know which one of this is Mary's? On the one wall, they keep track of how many animals have been born here over the course of the fair. So right now we're on Wednesday, and at this point, the birthing totals are 6 calves, 104 piglets, and 23 lambs. So 133 animals have been born at the state fair since the beginning. And on the back, they have a couple of expecting mothers. If you ever come in here when a calf is being born, this place is packed. Everyone is trying to get up close to get a view of the birthing process. Let's go across from the Miracle Birth Center to the Natural Resources area. I had not noticed this before. You got a selfie or a photo opportunity here with a gigantic butterfly. I just saw somebody standing in front of this so that they could have wings for a photo. I want to continue more toward their building. They have a park with a stage with live musicians that perform, that rotate throughout the fair. There's a 2-scale life-sized moose hanging on this wetland area. But I want to go check out the fish pond. The pond here, they stock every state fair. And they just have Minnesota species of fish in here. Everything from minnows to pike. Just, it's a popular spot to come just watch. And according to the sign there are the times where they have a fish talk or pond talks. Here are some of the species that they have in the pond. Again, Minnesota related fish, and they actually have a QR code here. They have a underwater camera that can be kind of popular for people to watch. Let's go into the DNR building. All kinds of information you can learn about the DNR, everything from poachers to fishing and conservation. Talking about invasive species like buckthorn. Starting the one end at the DNR Theater. Got some videos playing on loop. And it's always nice that they have like hands-on things that you can learn and displays so you can see firsthand. This display is talking about rocks, minerals around the state. I know plenty of people that try to collect a lot of these. It's one of their hobbies, trying to find these like on lake shores. They have some live animals in here that are native to Minnesota. All kinds of snakes. Here you can see up close some of the smaller species of fish that they have in the state. Like I think there's some bass in there and bluegill. The other one was lake fish. These are river fish. Included some sturgeon. This represents a southwest Minnesota lake. Got not just fish, but a couple of turtles in there.
I like turtles.
This represents a southeast Minnesota trout stream. And they got some rainbow trout and brown trout. Here in the end, we can learn about trees and I think logging. Apparently this is the exit, so I got to go around. And photo opportunity with a gigantic boot. I'm doing some demonstrations here on how they make kayaks and canoes. Well, these are kayaks, I think. This is the Wildlife Science Center, Minnesota, up in Stacy. Been there before. They have displays here where you can see some wild animals. Is that a corn snake? I'm not sure. I got several different pelts here from animals, foxes, and wolves. Again, native to Minnesota. I think that's a black bear. All right, here's what I want to check out. This is supposed to represent a cave in Minnesota, or one of the types of caves in Minnesota. And what might be living in there, or maybe just the wilderness. Wow, okay. Got several taxidermied animals, again, that are native to Minnesota. Geese, grouse, wolves, foxes, ducks, swans. Otter is super cute. I believe that's a type of snapping turtle. Do not get close to them. They can take off a finger or whatever before you even know it. Minnesota state bird, the loon. These are animals that blend in more because of the winter in Minnesota, like a snowshoe hare and a great gray owl. Outside the one side, which is near the Turkey to Go, they actually have a display here with some birds of prey. Next to that stage, this is a DNR fire tower. This is what they might have up in the boundary waters so that they can look for fires out in the wild. I've been up there before. I won't go up there today, but I hope to by the end of this fair. And you can see forever from up there. Building outside right next to the fire tower, got fire prevention buildings so you can learn about things that they do to prevent forest fires in the state. Like here's a firefighter and their gear. Here's kind of like what one of the views might be from the observation tower. Where's this from? View from Mille Lacs, Nomi, Minnesota, which is northern Minnesota if I remember right. That's what it would be, the look down, because you have to climb all that ladder to get up to the top. And these forest fires can cause a lot of damage and cost a lot of money. You know, like right here, $10 million for a wildfire back in 2006 caused by lightning. This one, $11.8 million because of a campfire that wasn't properly extinguished. Oh, one of the free giveaways here is a yo-yo. I haven't had a yo-yo in a while. I want to grab one. This is the side of the DNR building that faces the grandstand. They have a information desk back there that you can check out, but also in the front here they got a 1928 model AA truck that they used to use to fight the fires. And this is all they had back then. They didn't have helicopters and all that to help put out the fires. We yo-yo. Yo-yo. Woohoo. You know, I honestly don't feel like crowds are that bad today. I could be wrong, or maybe I'm just not in the right spot, but crowds are not bothering me very much, at least during the middle of the week here. I decided to come back up to International Bazaar because it was so light here the other day. I thought I'd give you the opportunity to see how busy it can be over here. Right now they got a live performance happening, so there is plenty of crowd over by the stand. Let's go see how busy it is through the vendors. I'm actually very surprised. It's still light in here. I would not have thought it'd be this light during the day, but I've been surprised a lot today. One thing you learn when you come to the fair, as often as I had, particularly when I had to work and I had to carry gear, is you learn these little back ways to avoid the crowds better. One of those is you go through the exit in the back, and you can tell already it's a lot less crowd trying to get around going this way versus trying to push my way back through the International Bazaar to leave. And besides, all these plants out here are very, very beautiful. You wouldn't have got to see these if I didn't go this way. Back here is part of the Twins booth. We got a main. Oh, he's going to the distance. Oh, fell short.
Teams are everywhere.
They got a ball field back here, makeshift, so to speak. Kids can take turns hitting wiffle balls. Oh, yeah, that's a single. I pointed this out the other day in one of my vlogs, but that's the Space Tower. The Space Tower, unfortunately, they announced today it's going to be closed the remainder of the state fair this year. They had some mechanical issues and they're not going to get the right parts until after the fair, so just unfortunate timing. Carrie and I were hoping to ride that next time we're at the fair here together, but what can you say, what can you do? Feel bad for the owners. but they won't be able to have the entire season. I think before I leave the fair, I'm gonna grab myself some dinner. Carrie has a massage tonight, so I'm not gonna see her for dinner. I think I'm gonna go check out the Peg. All right, at the Peg, this is their Peg Burger. They call it the famous Peg Burger. This is 2 patties with the signature sauce and relish and spices on the inside there. This is normally $7 in there in the coupon book for $3 off, so this cost me $4. And after a couple bites, this is okay. I think it's a little dry, maybe overcooked a little. I mean, it's okay for flavor. It just, I don't know, something's missing on it, I think. I'm gonna walk back into the horticulture building for a little bit. They have area here about dirt, so you can learn not necessarily dirt, but soil and types of soil that work for you and for planting, how to keep it active and alive so that you can grow better plants. On here, I'm gonna go check out what's different for the flower competition. This is a different floral competition than what we had the other day. This seems to be different kinds of arrangements. I'm not sure if there's a title for these, but definitely some beautiful flowers in here, of course. This looks like it is the a grand champion. Got several of awards for this design. Oh, this was a designer of the year. Oh, here's another designer of the year finalist. Sorry, the other one was a finalist too, not the necessarily winner. Another designer of the year finalist. These flowers are so full and bright and colorful. I wish I had some of these kind of growing in my yard. So this seems to be designer of the year first place. Very nice arrangement. I don't know if I've seen some of these flowers before. Those are snapdragons, but not familiar really with these yellow ones. Well, this one's unique. It's another finalist, but kind of interesting how basically he's on stilts using the stems of the flowers soaking in the water. This is a nice design with some maroon colors. Gonna go into the other flower room to see what is on display in here. But again, this has rotated. Mayonnaise, I probably butchered that. That's what these competitions are over here. Much more in the back. Some people wonder why they call them eggplants when they're big and purple. Well, this is an eggplant with young eggplants on them, and you can see why. They look like little eggs. That's how they get the name, eggplant. Here's a section that I did not get to check out the other day when we were in here. This is Minnesota Eats. I'm talking about things around Minnesota, plants, that kind of a thing, and how we can use them. When you walk in on the one side, you can pick which one you want to follow. So you can do like eat local or grow food. Then you can follow the arrows on the ground and it'll walk you through the cycle. I'm gonna start making my way back out the gate here, but it was just a beautiful day here at the fair. Like, the weather has just been fantastic. I don't think the crowds were too bad, at least not in the buildings I went into. They're pretty low, but I'm also kind of disappointed with myself that I waited so long to go to any of the livestock barns, because missed a lot of opportunity there to see some of the animals. I knew that a lot of them leave early, but I just kept forgetting to go. So I'm just mad at myself. But we'll be back tomorrow for the next day of the fair. What are we up to? Day 9 now. We'll be tomorrow. This is the end of day 8. Carrie should be with me tomorrow. But I want to thank you for joining us. Please do me a favor and subscribe. About 90% of our viewers are non-subscribers, so help us flip that number. But again, just a beautiful day at the fair. We'll be back tomorrow for the last Friday of the fair, day 9. But thanks for watching. I'm Bill. You've been watching KB Treks. Please do us a favor, like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you next time. Until then, good luck and have fun. See ya. Carrie gets disappointed if I don't add the "see ya" at the end.
I